One day, as dawn stretched its golden fingers across the sky, a wanderer arrived in the city. Cloaked in the hues of the sunrise, they walked with quiet purpose, carrying a message unseen but deeply felt. Their steps whispered through the silent streets, and with each footfall, a ripple of change spread through the air. They stopped at a market square where sleep still lingered in the corners of people's eyes. "Awaken," the wanderer called, their voice like the wind stirring autumn leaves. "I bring light to your veins." They reached into a cloth bag and pulled out apples, red as fire, round as the sun. Moving on, the wanderer found a beggar, hands outstretched but eyes filled with stories untold. They placed a delicate jasmine flower in those weathered fingers. "For you," they whispered, and in that moment the beggar smiled as if the flower carried a long-lost memory of spring. They met a scarred woman, one earring gone. "You are beautiful," they said, fastening its twin. Further along, the wanderer encountered a blind man, sitting alone, his world wrapped in shadow. "Do you see it?" the wanderer asked. "A breathtaking garden bursting with colours your heart can paint." The man could not see, yet he inhaled deeply, and the garden bloomed within him, alive in scents and whispers of unseen petals. Through the alleys the wanderer walked, calling, "Oh, dewdrop, dewdrop, dewdrop." Their voice echoed, filling empty doorways and forgotten corners with something nameless yet sacred. A passerby, weary with the weight of life, paused. "But the night is dark," he murmured, his gaze heavy with sorrow. The wanderer smiled, and with an open palm gifted him a galaxy, stars woven from hope glimmering in his hands. On a bridge, a little girl sat alone, her legs taken by fate but her spirit unbroken. The wanderer knelt beside her, reaching for the sky. With a quiet incantation, they plucked the great bare constellation and hung it around her neck like the most precious of jewels. The stars flickered, their light reflected in her wide, astonished eye. The wanderer continued, their journey unfolding like the petals of a flower in bloom. They came upon the town's crumbling walls, where people had long since built barriers between themselves and the world. With a steady hand, the wanderer planted a fig tree in the heart of the wall, its roots twisting through the cracks, finding freedom in the earth below. The walls trembled, and for a moment they seemed to soften, less a structure of separation, and more a reminder of nature's resilience. By a window, the wanderer found an elderly poet, his hands trembling with age as he scribbled verses that seemed to fall short of what he sought. The wanderer knelt beside him, reciting words that were both new and ancient, poetry that made the air shimmer. The old man's eyes glistened, his pen still, as the words wrapped around his heart like a blanket. As they walked through the village, they came upon a flock of crows perched high in the trees, their eyes black and sharp with judgment. With a soft laugh, the wanderer picked up a pine cone from the ground and tossed it into the air. "For you," they said, "a gift of growth and rebirth." The crows cawed in surprise, but one by one, they fluttered down, picking at the pine cones with an unfamiliar curiosity. The wanderer's steps took them deeper into the wilderness, where a serpent lay coiled upon a rock, its tongue flicking in and out with suspicion. The wanderer smiled gently, squatting beside the serpent, and spoke softly, "How magnificent is the frog." The serpent paused, its amber eyes narrowing as it listened. The world held its breath, and in that moment, the serpent slithered away, leaving peace in its wake. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden glow across the landscape, the wanderer came to a quiet lake. They knelt by the water, cupping their hands and gathering the reflection of the sky. A soft breeze stirred the air, and the ripples of the water seemed to echo their words. "I will reconcile. I will make familiar what was once unknown." With a final glance at the horizon, the wanderer stood and continued on their way. Their mission was not yet complete, for the world was vast, and the message of light needed to be shared with all. And so as the stars began to twinkle softly above, the messenger of light moved forward, walking the path of love and transformation, knowing that their work had only just begun. For every heart they touched, the world became a little brighter, and with each step the shadows receded just a little more.